Richard.
Hi, Raymond.
How are you?
I'm very good. How you doing?
You look handsome today.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
It's the blue.
It is the blue. It brings out those sparkling blues that you got
It
on
really
right now.
pops. Now, it's no old Billy Blue Eyes, but,
Mm-mm. No.
those eyes are closed right now, yet again. Those eyes are
Bill-
closed for the foreseeable future.
Billy Biscuits.
Bill, the whole Biscuit Bill is on the couch, draining away into that fake leather.
Sweatpants, no shirt, just chilling, watching
Yeah.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, complaining
Yeah.
to himself because nobody loves him. We will be doing the show without Bill again today, out on medical leave. Are we covering any expenses for him? Any supplies?
Mm-mm.
No, that's not in the contract.
No. He's burning through these vacation days, though. It's only January. Well, now it's February, but I mean, Jesus Christ.
We told him 2021 was a year of accruing. He certainly has not accrued enough of the amount of time he's already
He's
taken
on borrowed time. He's on borrowed time already. This is
100
ridiculous.
100%. When we get to Labor Day, and it's going to be a hard conversation to
Oh,
let him know.
Labor Day, 4th of July, Memorial Day. Jesus Christ.
I know that this is a sacred holiday for you and your fake friends, and like all the other 40 holidays you celebrate this year, but you've burned through your sick days.
Yep. Know what we should do? We should take the day off and have him go solo to the show by himself.
There's no telling. He doesn't even know how to turn on whatever needs to happen. He knows one point of system that gets him to this point of the show, and that's it.
That's clicking the email, and that's it.
That's
Just
it.
click the email, and that's it. Everything else is taken care
We're
of.
lucky if that happens.
Yeah.
How are you today? Our first Sunday without football in 6-7 months. It was a little bit weird.
Gross.
I was sitting around like midday, like, what should we do? And then, I spent time with my kid, which I'm usually looking at a screen with football on it.
Yep. Yeah, me too. I don't know. It was weird. Nothing on today. You go through the TV, and it's women's college hoops, and it's like, maybe I'll watch this in 5 minutes. I turn it off, and it was a boring day.
Not that it was bad because it was women's, just that it was maybe a bad game.
It was a bad game. It didn't entertain me like football.
Sure. So then you found some Adam Sandler movie and giggled to yourself while you.
No, I've been watching Night Stalker on Netflix.
I don't recommend that to anyone based on Raymond Totem Pole. What's in your
my
quiz?
What's my quiz? It's
What's
pretty good.
In your quiz? Recent history. I would not recommend it for any listeners.
All right.
No. Well, that's fine. Different strokes for different folks. It is February, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is Monday, February 1st. This is the Simple Mind Sports Show. I got to change my calendar. Welcome to the show.
You still don't have to change your underwear.
Already did that today.
Attaboy.
We did the old. We got a little snow down here, so we did the old snow adventure. Had the thermal underwear on. Came inside, took a nap. Big mistake napping in the thermal underwear because it was a crime scene down there when I woke up.
I bet it was. My friend.
Needed flood insurance, if you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Speaking of insurance, that segue doesn't work. White Birch Brewing. You know that we love White Birch Brewing. It is our favorite to stay hydrated with during the show. They are based out of Nashville, one of the best breweries around, doing awesome things. They got new merch, I hear, down there, Raymond, right?
They do, yes. Sweatshirts and beanies, I believe.
Excellent. Their Belgian quad has been flying off the shelves. It's a doozy.
It's a doozy, let me tell you that.
Just ask Raymond. They distribute. If you see them in the stores, pick it up. If you have the chance to be safe and get on down there for a pint or for some flights, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. Cheers.
Cheers.
Speaking of, I don't have it. Big trade in the NFL. Big trade.
Blockbuster, they would say.
Blockbuster with capitals. Matt Stafford, obviously rumored. to part ways with the Detroit Lions in a very polite way to start this season. Should have got out of there years ago. Spent 10 years in that dump of a franchise. Now, I don't think I'm overstating this. I think they have taken the mantle of worst franchise in sports.
Oh, I totally agree. Cleveland just went way past them already. Their playoff appearance this year, Detroit is the worst.
They have not won a playoff game since 1991. They've never even been to a Super Bowl. Poor Matt Stafford. Now he gets to go to Los Angeles, the city of stars, and in exchange, the Detroit Lions get a haul. 2 first-round picks, Jared Goff, and a third-round pick. I throw it to you, Raymond, and your boiler. I know you have your thoughts on this, so go ahead.
After looking at it more today, I mean, Detroit did make out in the deal with the 2 first.
You snap,
motherfucker.
At 7:15 this morning, while I was taking my pooping and snooping on the phone, all I got was, what fucking idiots. What a stupid deal.
Well, I did a little bit more research. I dived in. I was still in the morning, waking up, rubbing my eyes and shit. So, But yeah. Detroit got 2 first, but they're not until 2022 and 2023, I believe. Because now
it's not this year's draft. It's 2 years. It's 2.
The Rams don't have a first-round pick until 2024 now, which is fucking bananas.
7 years in a row they'll go without having a first-round pick.
That's fucking crazy. How are you going to build up that roster? But anyways, Matt Stafford, injury-prone, just like Jared Goff is. Jared Goff's only 26, so Detroit does make it a little better. Both have 2 years left on their deals, so they're both getting paid $43 million the next 2 years, so Detroit can easily walk away from this, but they have the younger quarterback now. If it doesn't work out, then you got those first-round picks to try something different.
2 things here. I like the deal on both sides of this because Los Angeles, their cap hits in 2 years are insane. They're not survivable.
They're going to have to cut everyone.
They're going to have to cut or trade everyone of circumstance, a lot of it on the defense, which is the strength of their team. They are in win now mode. They have to win in the next 2 years. This is a perfect window for Matt Stafford to come in there, and then the Rams will have to rebuild or retool. And Matt Stafford is just, frankly, a better quarterback. Maybe you disagree with me on this. Jared Goff fucking stinks. He stinks. He's at the bottom third of quarterbacks in the NFL. It's widely known that Sean McVay is whispering sweet nothings into his ear until 15 seconds left on the play clock.
Because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Because he doesn't know how to read a defense. He doesn't know where to throw the ball. Like you saw it in the Super Bowl with the Patriots. You saw it against any defense that has a clue. You just don't show them what you're doing until the mic goes off in the helmet, and then it's Jared Goff time, and he doesn't know what to do. Yeah. So, he's got arm talent, if that's what you want to call it. He was a number 1 overall pick for whatever reason. But
weak draft class was that. Yeah, that was a weak draft class. That's why.
That was bad. Yeah. I mean, that was a mistake. And they gave him all that money. And here's the difference of the money. It's $43 million each, but it's $43 million guaranteed for Goff. It's $106 total. It's a 4-year contract. Obviously, they can cut him. There'll be some dead cap hits there, which the Rams are eating. They're eating $22 million in dead cap hit this year for Jared Goff, but it's $43 million for Matt Stafford. None of it's guaranteed. They can be out next year. They can be out before this year. If Matt Stafford comes in and blows an ACL, they can just fucking cut him. Yeah. So I'm sure that.
But if you cut him, you still don't get any first round picks. You're fucked. Your team is fucked. If you cut him, or if he comes in and looks like shit, or he gets hurt, this team, the Rams, are fucked. They can't do anything. They can't draft. They can't trade anything because they have nothing to trade now, except for superstars that you don't want to trade because your defense is so stacked. You have all Pro Bowls on your defense. Your defense is probably the best defense in the NFL. Like you said, you got to win in the next 2 years.
The number 1 defense in the NFL last year.
You got to win now. This is win now.
But that's fine to me, right? Because they have to do it. They're not in a position to do anything else, and everyone knew Jared Goff was not the guy. He just wasn't the guy. No. That was evident. It wasn't going to happen. He had the run to go to the Super Bowl. They had a good offense that year, but when they got up against competition, you saw what Jared Goff is and became. And I feel bad for the Lions because that's what they got. Don't be surprised if the Lions make a move at drafting a quarterback or picking another quarterback up in free agency. They can basically get out from – they have to eat the money, but they can get out from Jared Goff. It's similar to the Brock Osweiler deal that the Browns made a couple years back, where they
I remember that. Yeah.
They got the picks, and that's why you saw 2 first-round picks in this. Now, I thought it was crazy when Patriots fans were talking about getting Matt Stafford for a third-round pick. the dude's a
Were we
franchise
wrong?
quarterback.
Yeah.
So
But he's 32, turning 33. I mean, he's up there in age. It's not like you can build around the future with this guy. He's another bridge guy.
he is, but we are seeing quarterbacks play till they're 40. I mean, we're seeing
But this
them
guy's
play.
been hurt all the time. He gets hurt every
get it.
single season. So his lifespan might not be as long as like a Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. He might be done in the next 5 years.
I get it, but 5 years for a first-round pick's good enough for me. You do it as a Patriots fan, but my bigger point is that extra first round was basically a contract dump. It's basically they gave Detroit that extra first-round pick so Detroit would take the contract of Jared Goff. No one should be looking at this as Jared Goff as an additional asset. He was a liability tacked onto a deal. That's how they got rid of them with that extra first-round pick. So if you want to call it, let me ask you if the Patriots were offered. Now we'll get to that the Patriots were not going to be offered shit and the reasons why. But if for whatever reason they had an opportunity to get Matt Stafford for a first and a third, do it. That's a fucking no-brainer. For 5 years? Yeah. Yes, of course. Yes. So I thought it was good on both sides. I thought both sides are going to make out in this. Yes, the Rams had to, they're going to go 7 years without a first-round pick. They better win because they're looking at a deep decline soon. But if you win, it's all worth it.
Oh yeah,
it's all worth it. Let's talk about that news that came out after the broke that Matt Stafford said, basically, I'll go anywhere except the New England Patriots. He was willing to go anywhere in the league. I did have questions about this though. Was this because it wasn't reported in detail. So was he saying, look, I know the teams that need a quarterback, and the teams that need a quarterback I don't want to go to are the New England Patriots. I'll pretty much go everywhere else. Or was he saying literally the whole league? Because there's some
the report is anywhere but New England.
Why do you think that is, Raymond?
Because the guy that looks like me that has a pencil in his fucking hat and he's fat as fuck, Matt Patricia. That is why. Dirty taste in your mouth. You don't want to go back to that. And from all accounts, it sounds like Patricia might not be just a defensive coordinator, but just an assistant coach working everything, offense, defense, and special teams. That's what the reports are coming out now. So would Stafford want to reunite with Matt Patricia? No, probably not.
Yeah, it's hard not to connect those dots, which leads me to a lot of questions. And Matt Patricia's role is special advisor to the New England Patriots coaching staff, in whatever capacity that is. So he won't be walking in taking Gerard Mayo or Stephen Belichick's job. He'll be there. We've seen Belichick do this with other guys. Just kind of bring the Mike Lombardis of the world, bring him into his Greg Schianos. This is where it's getting a little bit worrisome for me. Bill Belichick essentially has senioritis of his career. He's just like fucking mailing it in. And I don't have to worry about bringing a new guy in here that might have interesting, new, different ways of doing things. I'm going to put the band back together and be comfortable in my surroundings and not have to deal with something different or a difficult person that I don't know. Just give me the people that I know are loyal to me and know how things run here, and let's just see what happens. And that's what it feels like to me. And then you have the news that Matt Stafford will literally go to the freaking dregs of the NFL over the New England Patriots. And the only logical solution I can come up with is Matt Patricia. I get it. The Patriots are in a semi-rebuilding year and their offense doesn't look good, but that's not an excuse to go anywhere but the Patriots. It has
especially
to be
with the cap room we have. The cap room we have, we can build around Matt Stafford and build around whatever he wanted, and he still doesn't want to come here. Yeah, it has to be Patricia. It's not because you're coming after Tom Brady. I mean, Cam did that and fucking threw eggs on his face, and he looked like shit. So you don't have anything to worry about there coming after the GOAT. So what's the only other person that you could blame on this is Matt Patricia.
If it's anything other than Matt Patricia, fuck Matt Stafford till the day he dies. If it's the don't come after Brady thing, if it's the I don't want to play for a hard ass like Belichick, if it's I don't think that team is good enough. I can't believe that's it, because there's a lot of teams that are still worse than the Patriots that he reportedly would have gone to.
Yeah.
So it's either, I don't want to play under Belichick because I heard it's hard, or I don't want to come after Brady because that's a lot of pressure. Woo, bitch.
Baby back
move.
bitch.
Baby back bitch move.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. It has to be Patricia. With how bad that went right from the jump with that guy, and how the reports out of that there was basically mutinies in the locker room.
Well, because Patricia tried to handle the Detroit Lions like the Patriots did, but he didn't have that credibility. He's a new coach, first time ever being a head coach in the league, and he tried to be like the Patriots of the Detroit Lions. And
Right.
they did not like that. Not playing certain music. You had to play Patricia's music, all this other shit. So he probably got a bad taste in his mouth. He's like, I don't want to go fucking that kind of situation all over again.
Right. And maybe it's not specifically Matt Patricia, because if you're a smart enough person, you can understand that a special assistant to the coaching staff is not going to have that much sway over an organization, especially one that has the amount of success that they have under Bill Belichick. But if he said, well, this is how Patricia did it because that's how Belichick did it, and I don't want to play under that, then it has nothing to do with Bill's move about bringing Matt Patricia back, and that falls back under the Bill baby back bitch scenario for me.
Uh-huh. He is a baby back bitch. Welcome to the club.
He's officially on there. What was the club that we had that guys were getting on the stupid club? We stopped doing that.
Simple Minds Mount Rushmore? No.
It was a club for stupid ass decisions.
I'll find it. For
look up in the crayon ledger there. All right, now we have what is this going to also pay attention to the time, because we don't have a shot clock on this show.
I got you. Don't worry. I might be dumb, but I got you.
Thanks, Secretary. What does this do to the Patriots quarterback market or the market in general? So have you also snap on this Deshaun Watson is going to deserve a king's ransom? Because I'm first of all, I have not really ever been on that. I think he's going to get what he deserves, which is maybe 3 first rounds, probably 2 first rounds, two high firsts in a throw in mid round or a player or something like that.
Yep. 3 first or 2 first round and a player and another middle of the draft order right there. That's what I think.
Go ahead. Wait, hold on. Say more things because I have to look something up real quickly.
But yeah, Deshaun Watson, I mean, he's a better player. He's younger than Matt Stafford. He's had a better career than Matt Stafford in my book. I mean, he's gone to the playoffs with Houston at least and won a playoff game. So he's better than Matt Stafford. He'll deserve more. He can build around this kid. I think he's only 26, 27. So yeah, you can definitely build around him. And I think he's worth at least 3 first round picks after seeing Stafford go for 2.
Here's the latest hubbub on what it would take to get Deshaun Watson. 2 first round picks, 2 second round picks, 2 defensive starters.
Whoa. Any defensive starters? We got some of those shitbags that start.
The first thing I thought of was, all right, 2 first rounds got him. 2 second rounds, sure. Do we have 2 defensive starters that somebody wants? J.C. Jackson, and who else you got? Chase Winovich?
I was going to say, Winovich, Belichick hates him right now because he doesn't have that Patriots mentality. Sunshine, see you later.
Pack your bags, you're out. Flaky hipster the fuck out of here.
Get out of here. Uh-huh. Yeah. But
would you do that deal? 2 first, 2 seconds, 2 starters?
Yep, done.
Are we just in the mode now for the Patriots that quarterback is the most important position? You sell out, you get it.
I think last year, if you asked this question after Brady was like on the cups of leaving, you'd be like, oh, fuck that. I would never do that. But now seeing what we had after Brady and Cam Newton and that fucking terrible season he had, yeah, you'd give up the farm to get a quarterback that you know can throw for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns and can actually run on offense. Yeah, I'd definitely fucking be doing it.
The Deshaun Watson to the Patriots thing is gaining steam. I'm still in the camp.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. I mean, he has a no trade clause, so he can basically go wherever he wants. But
no,
the reports that he wanted to go to the Jets and the Dolphins. We know that he is very active in the whether it's Black Lives Matter or social injustice movements. Both of those organizations have head coaches of color or of minority, however you want to define it. Bill Belichick is certainly not that, so maybe that's important to him. He is.
He's white,
old and white, and a Trump guy. So there you go. I just it's gaining steam, and I'm now just kind of fully on. Yeah, go get them. But I asked the question. They played the Texans this year, and they instituted a defense that basically baited Deshaun Watson to tear them apart, and he did. So it got me wondering: does Belichick think that this guy is good? Like normally, when they put defenses like that against quarterbacks, it's because he doesn't respect the quarterback's ability to dissect the defense and beat him throwing the ball. So it makes me ask the question: does Belichick have respect for Deshaun Watson's game?
I think after Deshaun did that to him, he went home with Nike and watched the game tape and be like, "Holy shit, Nike! He can do it. He can actually fucking do it. He can beat a defense." So, yeah, I think Bill Belichick now respects him and thinks that he can be that quarterback over here in New England.
You'd hope so. More steam and smoke out of this one is Jimmy is welcome home. Get the duck boats. Send him a fucking private jet because Jimmy's coming home.
And the third round pick.
Now if Matt Stafford is let's call it a first and a third and remove the Jared Goff of the situation. If Deshaun Watson is 2 firsts, 2 seconds a defensive player, what is Jimmy Garoppolo worth? And the reports are that the 49ers, there's no interest. They might cut him. So what does that say? Do we want this fucking guy back now? My head's spinning, Raven. My head's fucking spinning. I don't know. I was fully on Jimmy G because I think it works in the Patriots way. But does he suck? I just don't know.
And why would you be the 49ers leaking that information? Be like, yeah, we're getting no feelers for him. We're probably just going to cut him. What the fuck? That is dumb. Because usually you say, no, we're getting a lot of conversation. We're getting a lot of talk. There's a lot of teams interested, so they can jack the price up. Now they're just saying, no one's interested. We might just cut his ass anyways. It's like, what the fuck? What kind of organization is this?
Well, they have to. I don't know what the deadline. It's a date in March. I think it's early March, 2nd or 3rd.
March 3rd.
He has to be off the books or they owe him $20 million. So
this is the month. February is the month that you're going to see some moves.
And important to note, March 17th, beginning of the new year. That will officially be when this Goff Stafford trade goes down, or any trades that happen from now. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes little things trickle in and out, and things kind of change a little bit, especially depending on physicals and whatever. But the Jimmy thing is going to be interesting to me. You would think if he gets cut, the Patriots are in a good position, but it may be a situation where they don't want to risk it and they trade an asset for him. My whole thing is I just hope Bill Belichick and his team identifies who they want and just go get him. And if it's an overpayment that takes it, go get him. Don't wait for Jimmy to be cut and then go sign with a team that woos him. And you just sit back in Barbados or whatever with Linda and let shit fall through the cracks again, like you have for the last several years.
Yeah, because we see what happens when you go to Walmart and you go to the DVD bargain bin and you pull out Cam Newton and see what that happens for a fucking season. Doesn't work out very well.
It's a beautiful analogy, Raymond. Although if you watched his Under Armour commercials, you would have thought that, he was on the cups of winning the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the way he worked so hard to get back.
Well, God damn it. I give him so much respect for putting the lid on how big of a douchebag he is playing for the Patriots this last season. Whew. How do you have that? How do you have the audacity to
every football game that too?
Commercial?
Oh yes, of course. I play that all the time. Every Patriots game, you'd be like, "What the fuck? We're down by like 30 points. You're playing this bullshit. How he's coming back, and everyone's doubting me. Yeah, because you suck. That's why everyone's
bad. How do you have the audacity to release something like that after the fucking season you had? Oh man, I wish I had that confidence. I would be very successful if I had that confidence. No, my stupid brain would get in the way. But okay. Any final thoughts here on the quarterback carousel? The first one to drop is Matt Stafford to LA.
It's only gonna get more interesting. February is gonna be an interesting month. You're gonna see it all play out, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I would just say pray for Goff because he sucks, and now he's in Detroit. So it's going to be a quick downward spiral for that guy.
Can't wait to see his supermodel wife over there in Detroit. How she's gonna love that city.
Oh, did you see the report, the leaked texts?
No.
That he said Jared Goff's leaked text said I want to get this right. I want to be a real journalist here. Quote, I would pipe Sean's girlfriend. End quote. Of course, talking about his head coach's now I think wife or fiance whenever these texts came out. But I would pipe his girlfriend talking about his head coach.
Now it makes sense why he's gone to Detroit.
Yeah,
it all makes sense. It's all coming together.
There is something to be said about respecting your elders, but McVay's like 32, so I don't know if it lands.
Bill's 65, and we don't respect his ass.
I don't respect him at all.
No.
Godspeed, Bill. Hope you're feeling great. Speaking of not respect, I have lost all respect for the Celtics in 2 minutes left in the game because they blow another one. And maybe they didn't blow it, but they didn't.
Oh, they blew it.
All right, well, let's hear your opinion here. 95-96 loss to the Los Angeles Lakers on this was Saturday, right? So let me get your opinion on it, Ray.
So you lose. You're up in the third quarter by 8, I believe, going into the fourth. You lose. You lose the lead once again. You can't close out games.
14.
And then
Sorry to interrupt you, but it was a 14-2 swing run there by the Lakers coming into the fourth quarter.
Exactly. And you have the chance for a last shot. And I know it wasn't drawn up, but Tatum was open. But Kemba Brown, who was 1 of 11 before that, Kemba Walker, not Kemba Brown, excuse me. Kemba Walker, 1 of 11 before shooting that, takes the last shot. So, why? Now you're 1 of 12. You lose the game. Kemba has a bad night. I get it. Everyone has a bad night, but he looked atrocious. He shouldn't have been that in the game at the last final 2 minutes of the game. Put someone else in, anyone else, because he just wasn't having that night. Everyone knows if you don't have that night, go sit down. You need him in crunch time, and he wasn't worth it. But yeah, Jalen and Jason combined for 58 points. The rest of the team, 37. You can't be having that. These two can't carry this team. I mean, you need to have the role players actually play their role and score and help out. These two can't carry this team the whole freaking way, especially against good teams like the Lakers. So, I don't know. It was just one of those things again. I still hate Brad, and I think Brad's the reason why this team's not going to go to the next level. And I kind of, after this game, shows it more than ever that Brad is the guy that's going to hold this team back.
Yeah. I don't have the some of these games that they've lost. They've now lost 4 games of their 8 losses by 4 points or less. This game was not one of them that made me feel sick to my stomach, like they choked it away. Let's talk about the last play. I get Kemba Walker had a bad game. I don't get the hate for this fucking guy. I don't get the hate for him. He's a good player. He was a 30-point scorer in Charlotte. He's an all-NBA player. He's an all-star. He is a good NBA player. He hit shots. He had a bad night shooting that night. Let's go back to that last shot. First of all, Kemba Walker made the steal on Anthony Davis, who was lights out that night. If he got that shot up, guess what? It's going in, and you don't have a chance to win. So Kemba Walker got the steal, made the outlet pass to Jalen. Jalen Brown could have taken it and tried for a contested layup after he retrieved that ball. It swung around. You got 5 seconds. You have a decision there if you're Brad Stevens. You call timeout or you don't. I have a problem with Jason Tatum not running up to the end of the court. Could have been open for a wide open shot to win. He was trying to call timeout in the backcourt. They weren't on the same page. The Duke mentality in Tatum is starting to fucking piss me off. If you watch his body language during games, I hate it. I hate it. Just kind of moseying through the game. Don't get me wrong. The reason that they won is because, or had a chance to win is a big part because of Tatum and the run that he had in the third quarter there. He was unstoppable. And in the beginning of the fourth quarter, his offensive game is obviously undeniable. But Jalen Brown is just as goddamn good this year. Got to tell you, just as good. And he has every other element. This is not a Rip Tatum moment. I don't really have that big of a problem with this loss. I don't think that this was they choked it away. It's a game of runs. They were down 10. They came back. They were up 8. Then they got down by 4. They came back fourth quarter. They're down 1. Kemba had a shot. That's his shot. That's the shot that you want Kemba taking. A little pull away, fade away, bang, UConn at the buzzer. That's his shot. I've seen him hit it 1,000 times. He was off that night. That's it. The only thing you can question is, do you call timeout with 4 to 6 seconds and maybe try to get the ball to Tatum, who couldn't miss at the end of that fourth quarter? That's the only second guess. I don't have it in this game. It's just frustrating seeing them consistently lose these. And to your greater point, Ray, Jalen and Jason are carrying this team. They're bona fide all-NBA players at this point in my mind. You need to get guys around them that can shoot, that can score, that can supplement it. Teague's not doing it. Old Peach Basket's there. Can't fucking
the
shoot.
Best shooter in the draft. Don't worry about it.
Can't fucking shoot. Your bigs, I know Tice started off well, and he has those type of games, but we know what Daniel Tice is. Robert Williams had some good moments in this. We know what he is. I just think your supporting cast continues to need to get better. But let's not forget this: the Lakers won last year, and they're the odds-on favorite to win again this year. You match up against them well. I just didn't have that big of a problem with the game. It's just frustrating to see them lose these, not being able to win one of these close games.
Yeah, but wouldn't you, if you were Brad Stevens as the coach and Jalen Brown's getting that outlet pass and it's scrambled and the bald mamba, as they call him now, Caruso's stopping him, wouldn't you be like, all right, I got to call a timeout here? There's still
Not
4
with
seconds
Jaylen
left.
Brown getting the ball. The only point,
But it wasn't like it was a clean take. It was one of those like fumbled, like trying to regain his like dribble back and all that shit. It didn't look clean. Like he didn't have that open breakaway to the layup. Like he had
the only
ball.
point in time you can call timeout. That's a bang bang play. The only point in time that Brad Stevens, if he wanted to, could have ran up the court and got a timeout is when Jalen passed it to Shemi. He had about a second, and then he passed it over to Kemba. And by the way, if Jason Tatum just ran the court, you have numbers there. You probably have a fucking layup with Jason Tatum running at full speed into the lane. So I'm not putting this one on Brad. I don't call timeout there either. You got a steal. You had a breakaway. You got a shot that generally goes down, and you had a chance at a putback. Tice shorted the putback. Them the breaks against the world champion LA Lakers. I can certainly get on them for worse losses than this. I just didn't have that big of a problem. So some more news that came out of that, obviously, is Marcus Smart goes down with the calf strain. Looked terrible.
Like a torn Achilles, it looked like.
Looked exactly like Kevin Durant's replay.
Yeah.
You could see the muscle pop. Thankfully, and I do say this honestly, I know we have our Marcus Smart problems here, the Marcus Smart quagmire. I've loved the way he's played recently. He's only out 1 to 2 weeks with a calf strain. So
thank God.
There you go.
Because our bench is depleted and we need him back.
Give me P-Rabbit, baby.
P-Rabbit.
8 Miles coming back. 8 Miles coming back is about to get those minutes, especially if Jeff Teague continues to suck absolute balls. Just play the guy that's hot. Keep playing him. Yep. And he's been hot. And Brad's doing this because you barely saw Tristan Thompson out there last game. You barely saw him at all because he has sucked this year.
No,
so
maybe him and Chloe are having some problems,
You never know. You never know. All right. Tough weekend for Boston sports. Your Bruins lose in overtime to your Washington Capitals. Raymond, they got down 3.
We still haven't lost in regulation.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
Yep.
Obviously the big thing was Chara in a Capitals uniform. That looked weird. It was a little bit weird to see.
First time he played against the Bruins since 2006, I believe. So 14, 15 years pretty much. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
We're old.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird to see. And he seems to be doing okay. He's logging big minutes there. So
played a good hit on Marchand. That was funny.
It'll be questioned, but the Bruins defense has been okay. Except last game, the 3 quick ones early, Tuukka looked like shit to me. He was a bag of shit in this game. 4 goals and 23 shots. Come on.
Oh, well, we've seen that somewhere before. Like in a game 7 of some sort, maybe like a Stanley Cup final. He does look like shit, man.
He's just a fucking head case. And then he'll make, these brilliant saves like the one that brought him into overtime. The Caps came storming back after. So, obviously the recap, the Bruins got some goals. McAvoy was dynamite, I thought, in this game. Got the game tying goal after a scramble in front of the net with a plus up a player for the Bruins with Tuukka pulled. Power play was good. Richie was there in the power play. Bergeron had a nasty game too. 3 apples there. So
how is Nick Ritchie playing like this right now? Like before the season started, everyone was saying this guy shouldn't even be on the roster. He should be the healthy scratch all the time, sitting up on the 9th floor, blah, blah, blah. And he's been playing like he is the number 10 overall pick that he is, should have been. Like
I think they found a spot for him. He's big.
But how all of a sudden, like after 3 months off, like all of a sudden he found this like rejuvenated, like, I know where I belong on this roster and I can play fucking hockey. Watch, guys. It's like, it's crazy to me.
Let's give credit to Cassidy. He's a force at the net on that power play. And that's a really important position that they've clearly identified for him. He's not really doing a shit ton more in 5-on-5. He's there.
No,
and
no one is. Let's be honest. No one is on the 5-on-5.
So yeah, it's good to see. They need it. They certainly need it. So obviously then the overtime goal is just Ovechkin just being one of the best hockey players in the world, coming down, going, all right, I'm going to fucking score now, and bang, there it is. So,
I need some fucking vodka. Let's go. Let's get this fucking show on the road, boys.
Give me more.
Yeah.
You steal a point. You have 1 loss in regulation. The Capitals don't have any. They're going to be the team to beat. Looks like. Early in this division, they're stacked. They're hungry. They're always, Ovechkin's always going to be a problem. And they have your number. So let's stay positive on this one. You got down early. You climbed your way back. Pasternak played 20 minutes. Didn't miss a shift, from my knowledge. looked a little bit rusty. Obviously, didn't collect any points, but I was happy to see the amount of ice time that he got. It doesn't look like they're going to have to be weeding him in and slow getting him back into the.
Did you see his hat pregame?
No.
Oh, he's shopping where Cam shops now.
He what?
He's going to Brookline shopping where. Cam
Really? Really? Yeah. So we need to be worried about another COVID outbreak.
I just want to be the first to report. You heard it here first.
Didn't he make social media news because he dressed like some Boston white trash guy with some like jumpsuit and just.
Oh no! He was like wearing he was wearing a fucking hat and nice buttoned up all the way. And I'll send you a picture.
All right, yeah, send it along.
It made me giggle.
I'm interested to see. Well, that's it. So, they look good, man. My expectations still have not changed. Frankly, no. I don't. The way that they've played.
8 games in right now. 8, right? 7. But yeah,
whether they're played as in.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, they look good. I mean, the big question mark was the young defense that we had back there, and they've been playing well. I mean, and there's reports that we could be trading for a left shot defenseman. Why? Why break this up? See, just roll it out. Play it out. You guys are doing fine.
Yeah, the young kids look pretty good. They were a little sloppy last night. A little sloppy in their own zone. Had some turnovers in the neutral zone, but
you're playing a good team. You're playing a Capitals team that hasn't lost in regulation. I mean, that's what you're gonna get.
True.
Let them get their fucking feet wet. See what happens.
True. Yeah. And Tuukka seemed disinterested. And now the fucking reports about his injury coming. Here it comes. Here it goddamn comes with Tuukka Rask.
It's almost pool season. The pool boy's coming back to his house.
Fucking Billy Snip Snaps, never going to win a championship with Tuukka Rask, but he's your best option. Put him in there. Bill doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I love hockey. I love it. Tuukka Rask, there's a reason why Tuukka Rask gets the scrutiny he does, and this is it. Because he loses his head, and he makes excuses, and then he has games like this. And they happen in the worst possible scenarios, generally in the playoffs. And it's going to happen again. Like, what do you need to see? What else do you need to see? Just give me some. Just
the contract year.
What is it? Yeah. Oh God.
Well, the Bruins are probably that's what they're probably going for. The Bruins are like, it's contract year. See if he plays lights out. See if he goes and plays harder because he wants more money. Right now, he's been playing kind of that way. But if this injury thing comes up, it's going to be total bullshit. And he's going to be sitting out for a fucking month. And we're going to go back in the standings and we need to fucking win because, as we know, it's a condensed season this year. So Tuukka could be fucking us all over because they want that quest. The quest is on.
Quest is on. But if he looks like this, continues like, and we said this last
the
show,
quest is going to be off.
I don't think he has the mental state that I'm in a contract year. I got to go play my ass off. Just like I go
pool season, man.
I play hockey and I am a hockey goalie, so I play. And I don't feel like playing, so I'm going to come up with something. I have troubles at home. My hamstring hurts. I got the shits. I can't play. It's the Tuukka saga.
Yeah.
The Tuukka saga continues, but the Tuukka quest is still on. So,
you know what I noticed?
Yeah, go ahead.
When Bill's not here, we actually get through all the topics that you lie out in the email because we don't have anyone rambling. It's nice, and we have some filler time that we can just bullshit with each other. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we could talk about Pasternak's hats.
Yeah,
it's good.
Tuukka pooping.
Tuukka pooping. All right, well, let's thank Bill for having a shitty shoulder, and we'll, I guess the next time you hear from us, you won't hear him again. But after that, he is expected to be back. So
good as new, he says.
Yeah, good as new. So, yeah, thoughts and bullets to Queen's Landing. And we'll see you next time. This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show, February 1st, Monday headlines. See you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thoughts and bullets.
Thoughts and bullets should be his tagline.
That should be on his door where the knocker is. Just thoughts and bullets.
Don't think, just shoot.
You throw the bullet.
You throw
the bullet. Fucking kid.
Doesn't matter. I played baseball with him. He never had a good arm anyway.
Don't say that live. Come on.
I'll beep it.
Okay. At that old age, that heart can't take that kind of news.